Okay, another quick tutorial. Unity tutorial 8.1. I want to give our enemies the power of resetting. Okay? So what this means is, excuse me, is I'm going to open up Unity. Or actually, let's go to Photoshop first. What I want to do is to give a little challenge, and eventually we'll change this to be, like something like a damage system maybe. So we have like our little enemy, right? And they chase you and they follow you. But when they catch you, they don't really, nothing happens, right? They just push you around, which is kind of fun. But what I think we should do is we should just, oh, and our enemies have a little nose. So let's stick on the nose there. So what I think we should do is we should give our enemies uh, just a little floating trigger in front of them, right? And we throw on this trigger little reset uh, trigger script we have, okay? And so when this trigger hits the player, bing, they're gonna have to reset. And that's gonna give us like a motivation for the player to avoid the enemy. It's gonna send them back to the start. We can set up enemies in our level that delete your progress, basically. Okay, so let's just do this really quick. We're gonna go into Unity. One thing is, oops, I didn't name this. I'm gonna name it reset trigger. So this is my big cube from last time. I just renamed it reset trigger. I just turned the mesh renderer off, so it's invisible. Don't need to see that. So on our enemy, to create our reset trigger, let's right-click on enemy, go to 3D object, and create a cube. And that's going to create a cube that's a child. So let's stick it. Let's take that cube and stick it out in front of the enemy. And so since it's a child, it's going to move with the enemy. And let's switch to the scale tool. So scale tool, bring it down in size a little bit, and move it a little bit closer to the front. So you have a little space for them to catch you. Let's set it to trigger. Our box layer is trigger. Add component. Search for reset trigger. Okay, so we have our reset trigger component added to this enemy, and I'm going to just make that invisible. So now we have a little hitbox here that when that box hits the player, it's going to reset them. So let's try that out. We'll hit play. So you can see I got sent back to start. Do not click go. Do not pass go. Do not click 200 cubes. Ding. 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 So let's see. The chase speed might be a little too. Yeah. I might bring the chase speed down from 10 to 8, just to give you a little more of a chance to get away, right? Before he resets you. Jump over him and escape. Bing. All right. Yeah, so that's using this code we had for resetting our player to do a little more mechanics, right?